Yesterday I had a pretty transformative life experience. Alrighty, just got done with my morning workout, but okay. If you clicked on this video, the chances are you are someone who's interested in self-improvement, contributing something to the greater world, or you subscribe to one of those jargons like, I want to do something bigger than myself. And great, I'm happy you're here because I'm the same way. If you're new to the channel, welcome. And I'm a junior, or actually I'm going to be a senior at Boston University. If you aren't aware, I am also a vlogger. I have a channel that I started about a year and a half ago, and I make daily vlogs, and about 350 videos later, I've reached like 125,000 subscribers, you know, trying to give good advice, showing people what college life is like. And honestly, like the main thing is just like sharing good energy, making people laugh, and brightening people's day. So this YouTube thing, it's really not easy, okay? I put in more work than really I ever thought I ever had in me. Sometimes I'll stay up till like 4 in the morning editing videos, pulling all-nighters from time to time. I read books on how to grow my channel. I seek mentors. I work with successful friends, and I really don't do anything else but try to figure out how to advance this expansive channel and just share more to more people. But here's the catch. Up until yesterday, I really had no idea why I was doing it. So now you're probably wondering, what was it that kind of sparked me and made me figure it all out? Well, that's what this video is going to be about, and that's what I want to hopefully give you this kind of clarity that I sort of discovered in the past 24 hours. It all started back about a week ago, not that long, and I was actually just perusing YouTube, probably watching some Emma Chamberlain video or something.
Yo! What's cooking? What are you doing today?
Working out.
What was that?
I know my computer's locked. I don't know.
Dude, are you watching Emma Chamberlain by yourself again?
What? Let's go. Now, I also realize that if you're into self-help, you probably didn't understand that Emma Chamberlain joke. But regardless, I was watching an Emma Chamberlain video and an ad popped up. This was just like one of those like skip after 5-second ads. And it was actually featuring a 17-year-old kid. His kid's like, oh, I'm 17 years old. I make 6 figures and I travel the world doing public speaking. So I was like, what? Like, that's whack. So I didn't skip it. I listened. And I was expecting him to sell me some type of drop shipping product or some weird 17-year-old money-making thing. But rather, he pitched me on the idea of mentors and the fact that mentors are the way to be successful. And then he said that his mentor was a guy named Dean Graziosi. Now, Dean Graziosi is an author. He's a real estate mogul and public speaker and life coach. And he wrote this book called Millionaire Success Habits. And that's what the kid was actually pitching to me. The author of this book, Millionaire Success Habits, I was fascinated by this, hired a kid, a 17-year-old kid, to outsource likability bias, which basically means he is doing an ad on YouTube. He's like he might be in his late 40s or so. He's marketing his book to a millennial, me, and using a 17-year-old boy to do it. That's key, right? Because I relate most to that demographic. YouTube knows what my demographic is. They know what your demographic is. So if you're a girl watching this, you might get a girl. If he's probably doing what I think he's doing, he would sell you his book using a girl that he has helped be successful. A younger girl, maybe, if you're younger. Or if you're maybe if you're a dad watching this video, he would probably use a middle-aged guy in, whatever demographic relates to what you are that YouTube knows about you from the analytics. Anyway, I clicked on his ad for this book, Millionaire Success Habits, and I bought it on the spot. And in this book had the exercise that taught me why I do what I do. And the exercise is called the 7 levels of why. So I'm gonna head right over here to my desk, switch from my iPhone to my nice camera, and run you guys through exactly how to do it. And by the end of it, you'll have a skill set to know exactly how to find what drives you and what your purpose and your mission is in life. So buckle down, get excited, take out a notebook or something, and let's do this. That was weird, right? Okay, so right now I'm gonna tell you guys the exercise that 2 days ago now, this is actually recorded 2 days after the transformative experience that I had. I'm gonna run you through the exact exercise. And I'm not sure if you'll be able to do it while you watch this video. It would be more effective if you had a partner to do this with. But it's definitely going to resonate with you and hopefully hit you right in the core. So the exercise is called the 7 levels of why. Now, you might have heard, if you're familiar with the self-help stuff, a guy named Simon Sinek has a book called Start With Why, which, in fact, I believe I have pretty available somewhere on my shelf. Maybe. Hello, Simon Sinek. This, okay? And this is a great book. It explains why, starting with the purpose of kind of why you do everything, is helpful for pretty much everything you do in life, because it helps you prioritize and it helps you connect to what drives you to do everything. But the thing is with this book, I found this book about 2 years ago. It doesn't tell you how to find your why. And this exercise, 7 levels of why, is going to show you how to do it. So let me give you the rundown. Basically what the exercise says is you ask yourself why, starting with the question, why do you want to be successful, for example? And you ask yourself, to every answer that you come up with, you ask why again to the answer that you gave. So if you ask me the question, Arlen, why do you want to be successful? Okay, I would say because I want to impact the lives of millions of people. Right? Sounds good, right? Thing is, it is good. It's great. But it comes from the head. Now, if I want to take that a step further, which I have because I've been doing this goal-setting stuff for a while, I teach this goal-setting stuff in a course. I talk about this on the daily with friends. I've investigated further, right? But just remember, we're going 7 levels deep. My next answer would be, Arlen, well, why do you want to impact the lives of millions of people? I would say because I want to inspire and enlighten people to become better versions of themselves and add value to the world. And you might say, okay, Arlen, that's actually, damn, that's pretty good, right? That's pretty deep. And I would say, yeah, I mean, you know, that's what I read on my goal card every day. That's what I've been doing for the past half a year and beyond that, even. That's what's been, you know, driving me, right? Like, that's good, and that looks good too. But that's only 2 levels deep. So then you go another level and you say, okay, well, why do you want to inspire people to become better versions of themselves? And I'd say, well, because I feel like I have to make an impact on the world. I have to leave a legacy. I have to give, you know, I just have this urge to do it, right? It feels like it's my duty. And then I actually did this exercise with Jackson, to tell you the truth. If you're new to the channel, my friend Jackson is a big part of my other channel. And Jackson said, okay, so why do you feel like that's your duty? I think we're 3 layers deep. And when we hit the 4th layer, that is when I transitioned from giving answers from my head to giving answers directly from my heart. And I said, and keep in mind, the transition is tough, okay? When you do this exercise and you do it with a friend or with yourself, the transition from giving answers to why from your head to your heart is going to come. It's just going to it's going to come out of nowhere because you're not going to think about it. It's going to come through your heart, and you're going to feel it really emotionally. So you probably already saw me getting a little bit more emotional. And that's what happened with yesterday with Jackson. When he said, "Why do you feel like it's your duty?" I immediately thought of my grandfather. Now, where does that come from? Okay, so I'll tell you the quick story. So my grandfather worked his entire life, so that he could provide for the people that he loved, his family, including my mom, my dad, who isn't even his, it's his son-in-law, for my mom's brothers, for everyone that worked for him, and for me. My grandfather worked for me so that I could have a good life, so that I could go to a school like Boston University. And I'm going into my senior year now, and it's very much thanks to him. But here's the thing. He died before I could show him that what he did was worth it. And you probably feel a lot more real now. And you should, because that is coming straight from my heart. Now, the crazy thing is that's only 4 levels deep, right? We have a few more to go. Okay, so when I told that to Jackson, I broke down. I couldn't hold it together. I was crying my eyes out, and I've told it to probably 4 or 5 friends since then, so I'm okay. But you still feel it in my heart. I feel it in my heart. It's right there, man. You probably feel it too. And I can go on. I mean, I remember my last memory with my grandfather, who, by the way, I have a little statue of him on my desk as a reminder. My grandfather, my last memory with him is walking up and down my campus, BU, and he had a pacer, a machine running his heart so that it could beat because he had a heart problem. And without that, he would die. So every 10 steps or so, me walking with my grandfather, he would have to stop and catch his breath. And then he died a few months later. Because his heart couldn't take it anymore. And that was my last memory with him, touring before my freshman year, before he started, and before I could show him that I was going to do amazing things like this. And yeah, so then Jackson said, well, another layer, you just got to follow it. It's deep, right? But it gets deeper. So why do you feel you have to show your grandfather that what he did was worth it? And that's when I got even worse, and I totally lost it. And I said, because I can't stand the thought of my mom or dad dying without him having given them everything, because they've given so much to me. And by the time I got there, I'm totally vulnerable. Like, there was snot pouring down my face, water coming out of my eyes, and I just can't fathom. That doesn't register in me. It resonates through my whole body with emotion, but that's from the heart. And from there, Jackson left me and he said, okay, take your journal and write down your thoughts. Just let it go, okay? So keep in mind, I have 2 more layers to go, and how much deeper does it get, right? But it gets deeper. So when he left, I started writing everything down, and then I wrote this statement, and this statement even more so crushed it reverberated through my entire body. The statement is, I can't stand the thought of not being able to give back to someone who is given to me. And that just came out. It just flew onto the paper. I wrote it down, actually, right here in my moleskin, which I highly recommend. I can't stand the thought of not giving back. I can't stand the thought of not giving back. And so why is that important? Because my mission is to give to people who have or could ever give anything to me. And I want so bad. That's the last one. That's the last question. That's the last why. My mission, now I know, is to be in a position to give to everyone who's given to me and to be able to give to anyone who ever could give to me. And that's why I do everything. And just understanding that, I want you guys to just recognize, is heavy. Okay, so do this exercise. And when you do it and you find out your why, you find out that last one, you will probably need to take a shower and wipe the tears off your face, because it's going to be very deep. And let me just tell you, the amount of clarity I feel now in my life, I can't even describe how good it feels. It's going to be hard to get there, but when you get there, I feel so amazing now. I just feel so confident. I know, and I can trace why I make every decision I've ever made, and it's awesome. And so I leave you with that, guys. Try the 7 levels of why exercise. It will change your life. And if you would like this video, go ahead, comment, subscribe, like it, all that stuff. Share it with a friend who you think it would be good to do this with. And I will see you guys in the next video.